Let's keep working on fantasy impromptu. Whew, that's a tricky one. Gotta figure that one out. Yo, therapist. Hey, Esco. Let's get that one straightened out here. What is it? There we go. That's working out. Let's start at the beginning. Be a little more aggressive. Want to start piano? What piano can I buy? Good question, Esco. Let's get into it. What song? That's Fantasy Impromptu. I'm just doing a little bit of that because it's kind of fun. Let me shift this back a little bit, make it a little more pleasing of a vignette, if you will. See a little more hands. Okay, so let's talk piano for just a second. Okay, so first of all, you need to decide piano or keyboard. And I think the most obvious way to think of whether you should do piano or keyboard is space, really. It's really about space. Because the cheapest option to get a high quality instrument or just a really nice instrument to start on is actually probably acoustic piano. And the acoustic piano is going to give you really nice technique because it's there. And it's also going to be very, very cheap, right? Because most people are trying to get rid of them because they're extremely bulky. So if you have space, get yourself an acoustic piano. Now, before you go to get the acoustic piano from Facebook Marketplace or whatever, you want to bring a tuner. And the reason you want to bring a tuner is you want to check how close the piano is to 440. Doesn't need to be perfectly in tune, no. If you're going to get a piano for cheap or free, it's not going to be perfectly in tune. But it needs to be close. If it is like you play the C and it says an A, then that's not very good. Have you seen the Saw Khan festival in India last week? I have no idea what that is. I have absolutely no idea what that is. Now, let's go. Don't worry, we're getting there. So you bring a tuner, you check it out. You need to be close. So like if it says C and then it's a B, that's okay. You can get it into tune probably. If it says C and it's like B flat or an A, I can do any song, Gia. I can play any song you want me to play. Believe it or not. I can, we'll sight read. That's one of my favorite things to do is sight read. Now, let me finish this for ESCO. That's on the acoustic piano side. So if you got room, just get an acoustic piano. Yes, you can look at brands. Boston from Steinway is a cheaper but nice brand. Kawai, Yamaha, Baldwin. Again, you can also look up, if you just AI, what are good piano brands, you'll get plenty. Now, on the keyboard side, that's a completely different world. I think if you want to try to learn piano, vedrò con mio diletto, sure. We'll read it in just a second. On the piano side, sorry, the keyboard side, what we're going to do is we're going to think about a feature list. If you want to learn classical, you probably want it to have weighted keys. And then we're going to think about what perks do we like, right? It used to be you never wanted to buy something with a built-in speaker because they were crappy. That world's obviously changed. This is a very nice keyboard with a built-in speaker. Weighted keys, what the piano sound is, how much it is, all those different factors. Basically, you make yourself a checklist, and to be honest, these days, you can get really nice keyboards starting all the way down to like $600. And if you can get something that's passable for like $400. So again, I would weigh it against space versus funds. If you don't have very much space, but you got the means, get yourself a really nice keyboard. If you don't have very much means, but you got the space and you got some nice friends to help you pick the thing up, just get yourself an acoustic piano. You'll have a great time. You know, I should have probably read the tempo first. Let's do it larghetto. Larghetto. Now we got it fixed. Kobe, one. We got TikToks going over here. We're doing lots. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like Erica. Oh, Interstellar, sure. Studio Polis. I've only saw on the sheet. Well, that's the thing. Hey, Princess Elma. How's it going? We got people over here. We got people over here. We're doing the whole thing. We're doing the double stream. Is Interstellar by Dorian Marco a different thing? Oh, is that like a different, his arrangement? I mean, we can do a little bit of his arrangement. That's going to be a little harder to sight read, but we can try it. It's fun just to studio pull us. It's fun to just sight read. I love sight reading. Okay. That's on E-flat instruments. Oh, Sonic Mania. Let's see. You got just a little. Let's see. Sonic Mania there? That's crazy. Oh, thank you, Chia. Yeah, I'll play anything. So, especially if it's challenging. It's fun to do. Piano covers for you? I hope I am. I hope I am demystifying all piano covers for you, because if you hear this and you think, wow, this person is one of the best pianists who ever lived, I'm sorry, they're defrauding you. This is not hard. It's cool. It has some degree of difficulty, but this is a trick. This is an illusion. This sounds really, really hard. I could teach you a version of that in your first lesson if you wanted to. What is it? Sorry, I need to get this one. There it goes. Then you add in the fact that they're doing probably some degree of editing, right? And post work, and then you go, yeah, they're doing a lot of different things. Yeah, 12 variations of Twinkle Twinkle. That'd be a good bit of fun. So here's what I'm gonna say. The 12 variations of Twinkle are harder than this version of Interstellar. But if you play the 12 variations of Twinkle Twinkle, people are going to go, oh, you're just a beginner. But you play that and people are going to be like, whoa, you're so good. And it's because just of the way that we're talking through it. Hey, Donna, I'm doing pretty good. The thing that makes it masterful is the vibe of it, the way that you make it sound. Like that definitely, there's definitely some mastery to that to make it sound really convincing. Because you can play it really messy and then it doesn't sound quite right. So it's not that you can't do anything, but it's certainly, it's not what everybody thinks it is. We'll see how many of these we do. Just to save a little bit of time, we won't do the repeats on this. Okay, that's it. Now I got the pattern. There we go. Again, a lot more tricky to get your head around that than doing that. Kickback from Chainsaw Man, you can do it. What do you recommend for first classical pieces? Oh, Skibbity Toilet, we can do Skibbity Toilet. We can definitely do Skibbity Toilet. Okay, what do you recommend for first classical pieces? That's a good question. And I'm going to give you one of those annoying answers, but then I'll give you a little bit better answer. And the first would be, it depends. It really depends. If you're starting from scratch, then that's going to be a little bit more challenging, and you're going to be very limited, and you're probably going to do beginner versions of things. I'm not a huge fan of that. There's method pieces and other things to get you started. I would say, you know, the classic ones, Minuet G. That guy, right? Prelude in C major, very good. But to be honest, I think you should just maybe get an anthology if you want to start that way. But given what I know about you, Donna, I would recommend first maybe starting with a method book and potentially a teacher like we talked about before. That's going to get you a solid setting, and then you can really dial in to first couple classical pieces. Because the problem with just going right into classical, now, there are some that are so easy you can, and that would be fine. If you're wholly set on it, that's fine. But the problem with going directly into classical is most of them are not really designed for you as a beginner. Now there is one, which is Schumann Album for the Young. That is a fantastic set of pieces, and they really are kind of designed for beginners. Hey Levi. But the way classical works, even easy classical, like this piece that I'm playing right now, is technically an easy classical piece, but it has such weird patterns to me looking at, not super weird, but weird enough that it takes my brain a second. And when you're an absolute beginner, it will just wreck you, and then you'll decide you don't want to play anymore. Whereas, you know, you do a little major scale, you learn a little easy piece. And and then you get, you know, your idea of what you want to do. This is my favorite, right? I like that. Man, I'm really slow on this. Yeah, that feels a little sluggish. Everglow by Coldplay. Yeah, we can do that. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Sun. Kickback from Chainsaw Man. We were doing this the other day, dude. Did you just want more? There you go. That's something. That's something. Everglow by Coldplay, sure. I don't know why I think of Even Flow. play every day? I like to play every day. I used to, play a ton all the time because it was my profession. Now I've got different things that I do and get up to, and I have 5 kids, which means it's a little harder to stick to that. I like to try to play every day. Don't always get to, would be the most direct way to answer your question. Do pianist skills get bad if they don't practice even when they are good at the instrument? That is an interesting question, and I'm going to try to give you, like I'm kind of doing with all these questions, a succinct answer, a very straightforward answer, and then a little more unpacked one. Because the truth is, it is actually pretty complicated. The short answer is yes. Yes, of course, everybody's skills get a little rusty. It's true of any physical skill you have to do to keep active. I was listening to this amazing podcast about DHH, amazing programmer, and he was talking about how, even you go a couple days without programming, you start to get rusty, you start to forget things and shortcuts and all this. That's the same with piano. At the same time though, it has a lot to do with how much time you've also put in. So at this point in my life, I have spent so much of my time playing the piano that kind of going slowly into not being as good takes much longer for me. I can tell compared to, I feel like I would get almost instantly rusty in the past. And I would say in the last 10 years, so after I put in maybe 17, almost 20 years of piano, that was when it started getting to the point where I don't really get as rusty as fast, if that makes sense. Something that can really help with the rustiness, if you will, and it's something I need to actually get back into doing, and I may start doing this every morning, because I've always felt my best when I do this, is slow, very deliberate scales. Just making sure that every note is perfectly lined up. It can make a huge difference about how your hands feel. Nice deliberate scales. I feel a little bit messier with how I play right now, because I don't play as much as I would like to that. I played one wrong note. That's because that's what I wanted to do. Alright, well, I'm going to keep practicing classical. I'm going to keep practicing fantasy impromptu, because I'm trying to get this one down. It's one that I really should have learned a while ago, and we're just going to kind of get it down. So I'm going to start near the end of the first part and kind of work on it backwards. So I'm going to work on the last measure here. Fantasy Impromptu. Together Forever by Rick Astley. Chopin's Second Scherzo. Yeah, we can do that. Together Forever. Nice to get a piano version. And then Scherzos to Japan. Organ cover. Whatever. We can do that. Oh, you want to do, okay. Is that really the, or does all of his songs never sound the same? It sounds almost like Never Gonna Give You Up. think it is one of its easiest. Oh, really? That is where it's inspired from? Nice. My father said you have to be smart to be really good at an instrument. What do you think? I think it helps. I don't think you have to be smart to be good at an instrument. That's not even just trying to be a humble brag. I just legitimately don't think you actually have to be that smart to be good at an instrument. It helps because a lot of things with an instrument, you need multiple pathways to understand what's going on, and one of them certainly can be intelligence, but it doesn't have to be. Why do I hear boss music in the background? I have no idea. What do you think the hardest scherzo is? I'm not familiar enough with the scherzos. I am really not familiar enough with the scherzos to tell you. You may be hearing my dryer if you think it's boss music. We're going to learn this part of this, and then we're going to call it a day. We're going to learn this second part, and then we're going to call it a day on this. Let's see. Start this page turn. Up a little bit. We'll play it from the beginning a little slowly and try to get through the whole thing, and then probably call it quits for tonight. Just came back from a camping trip, I'm kind of exhausted. fairy is in the fountain. How long does it take to learn harder pieces? Depends on who you are. Like if we're talking really, really hard, it's still months for me. It's still months for me. But I would say stuff that used to take me months to years, now it takes me like weeks if I really want to learn it. It is so easy for me to learn songs now, and I'm not trying to be obnoxious. It's just the benefit of doing this for almost 30 years. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Been delightful. Everybody have a good rest of your day. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow, and then we're going to try to go 7 for 7. We're going to try to do every day. I'm going to try to mix it up, title it a little differently, try different themes because I want to get different things going on. But until next time, peace out. Bye.